Well, we got a little late start. We had a low tire this morning. Second full day. So, while we had to get the tire kind of tuned up, another group or a truck passed us, went by. They got up here before we did, so there's 4 of them that are over there glassing the other side where we were glassing yesterday. But you never know where they're going to be. As Marcus Hockett would say, they are where you find them. And that might be the case with deer, but it's not the case with elk. With elk, you find them where they are.
That's right.
So it's really smoky again today. Hard to see very far. I mean, the second ridge over, you can't really see. You sit there with your binoculars and you run the focus wheel. It's like, that isn't helping. What are you finding, Mr. Jones?
Nothing yet.
I saw 2 does over on the other side when I was talking to those guys. They're gonna go set up over there. It looks like they've seen some deer further out, they said, so hope they go after them. But another day, another deer. We're gonna head up around these ridges here. See what we can see. And all that we might see is the other side of the mountain. But if you don't go there and look, you know what you're gonna see. This side of the mountain. So the plan this morning is to hike just into each basin and glass and glass. This one all we saw was a doe. It's going to be hot. Hiked across another drainage over another ridge there. This one has some springs in it, and you can tell by the amount of aspen. But the amount of noise you make getting in here is pretty big. And right now the wind's blowing down in there, so our best hope is we sit up here in the shade for the day. And once we're set up, some of the bucks come in here for their day beds. And then we have a stalk on them. These hunts end up being as much of a mental toughness as they are physical. And they're plenty physical. You got to carry so much water with you, and you can't stay hydrated. Up here on the peak, you can get a little bit of coverage. I just text Marcus. He and Michael are headed down to a different part of Nevada today. And I'm hoping that they do better than we do, or than we're doing. I hope we both do good, but today we made a big loop coming north, and it's hard to get into these pockets and glass up to the northeast, but those are the places you try to find. Sometimes you get some finger drainages that come off these east and west drainages, and they run north like this one here, which we've been glassing because it's nice and green in there, but so far no dice. Archery deer is a mule deer. It's probably the toughest thing I do. Oh well, nothing an afternoon nap can't take care of. Always good to take a nap when the chips are down. Maybe take a nap. This is probably the worst napping location I've ever tried to be in. It's really steep, and there are flies and hornets and stuff everywhere. I didn't get any rest. I think that's why Scott said, I'm heading up the hill, because he wasn't getting any rest. The idea is that deer on the other side of the ridge will come out earlier once the shadows start casting that way. So we're gonna hoof it out of here. Scott took off ahead of us. We're gonna roll up over to the other side, spend the later part of the afternoon glassing on that, and then we got about, I don't know, 2-mile hike back to the truck. If you would have told me in May, early June, that I could have done this today, I would have doubted it. I was not doing well. Post-COVID long hauler. Taking it a little slower. That sun is right here burning on my ear. I don't usually be like this. This looks like the guy on, the mechanic on Dukes of Hazzard, whatever his name was. I just need me a pair of overalls. Get a name like Roscoe P. Coltrane. Instead, I'm Randall D. Newberg. Not quite there. Not quite up there with Roscoe P. Coltrane. All right, let's go see if we can scrounge Jones out of here before I fall over. This wasn't a good idea. I'm gonna go sit in the shade of that rock for a minute. My heart's not behaving properly right now.
Uh-oh. Sorry.
Oh, it's all right.
Randy just hiked up this big steep hill, but he's not feeling so good. So he's in the shade of a rock over there, and I'm gonna run over to those burnt mahoganies. There's a northeast facing slope that may have some bucks bedded on it or some deer on it. And I'll just wait for you guys over there.
You know, I thought when I got to trade in my favorite Leupold hat for my fishing hat. But it got to.
It's hot out here.
Tough when even a horse can't make a go of it. Or if it died of disease or injury or thirst or what.
I know it's gonna get cooler, but we might want to rethink our plan.
Well, dang. What we'll do, we'll go down here and glass this evening. And I'll water up tonight. And tomorrow I'll probably take it. I won't go on no 4 or 5 mile hike. go to the Mayo Clinic for my liver checkups. They always tell me, remember, stay hydrated. Good luck with that here. Glassing them up there, Mr. Jones.
It sure looks a lot better than that did back to the north.
Got some antelope down here. And I know a guy with an antelope tag for this unit. Well, down below here I've seen like 9 antelope and now 7 deer. But can't put an antler on any of the deer. Doesn't do any good to see them if you don't have antlers on them. Got a bit of a trot back to the trailhead, so get back to the trailhead and hopefully we don't have a low tire. And head back to camp, cook some dinner, figure out what we're gonna do tomorrow. Well, we're back to the truck. Sunburned, tired, beat down. Sorry we didn't see anything for deer today. Did you even get a deer on camera today, Jonathan?
I got a couple.
Oh, okay. We saw some far, far away, but with the haze and the smoke and the everything, it's tough sledding. But we're gonna go put a few more Nevada pinstripes on this somewhat new Ford Raptor that Scott says, oh, those are buff out. Oh, man. Jones, I thought you had a clipper to trim that thing out of there.
That does kind of make your fillings hurt.
Not yours, mine. Imagine this. Jonathan, the camera guy, wanted brats again. I'm doing a couple without the pucky in the middle. These guys get those swelled up ones with the jalapeno and cheddar and eyeballs and pig noses in there. There you go, that's dinner for me right there. What a country. Well, folks, I got a shower courtesy of Scott Jones Camper. So I'm about ready to roll into my sleeping bag here and catch some shut-eye. And I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow. I'll have to decide that, but my nose is getting a little bit red from sun. My lips are starting to crack. Just about day 3 of a Nevada mule deer hunt. That's kind of how it goes. So I'm feeling like I'm keeping up the calendar with my sunburn. But I don't know. I gotta think of what the plan would be. If those guys are going up there again tomorrow, that could be a challenge. It's supposed to be really windy tomorrow. That could be a challenge. So I don't know. We'll decide when we're in the truck in the morning. Thanks for being here. Well, for today, I slept in. I got too dehydrated yesterday. And if you have a bum liver, that's not a good idea. I woke up, told the guys, we'll go hunt the rest of the day, but I gotta get some more sleep and more water. So we have 2 choices today. We can either stay here, and you can hear the air conditioner running in Scott's trailer, and watch Oprah reruns. He's got a satellite dish in there. Or we can go around the other side of the mountain where all the springs come out. Last night when we were up on the ridge, I was glassing down there. I saw a lot of deer, but it was so smoky and far away that I couldn't tell if they were does or bucks or what. But so we can go over there today and look around, which is what we're gonna do. Laundry. That's just out of one little shirt. And if you wonder why you stink so bad when you're out in hunting camp, this is why. And I don't like being in hunting camp with everybody stinking, so I bring detergent, a wash basin, and water. If you're stinking in my hunting camp, you'll be asked to leave. Not really. You got 44 pounds of air in wherever this is leaking. Oh wow. We are heading to the other side of the mountain. Yesterday I glassed a bunch of deer down where this spring comes out. They're about 2,500, 3,000 feet below us. Probably 2,500 feet below us. So we're gonna drive over there and see if they come out this afternoon. That's right, Chad?
That sounds like a winner. And I sure enjoyed sleeping in today. And not that I wanted to see you sick like you were, but I sure enjoyed sleeping in.
Nothing like a little bit of liver failure to get you to sleep in a little longer than you thought. Well, last night we were up on that knob there behind me glassing down here. And you see these green ribbons. And over here about a half mile I saw a lot of deer where this green ribbon continues. Well, now we know why. Even in one of the worst drought years in Nevada history, whew, that is cold water coming right out of the hill here and right here behind me. Wow. So I think we're gonna set down here for a little while. You can feel it's windy right in this little pocket here. Up on the ridges, it's just screaming. Probably gonna wait, take a nap or something, and then get up on these ridges, maybe above all this spring area, and glass and see what comes out. Maybe we'll have a chance to make a stalk this evening. Well, the wind is really howling over on the other side, so we thought we'd come over to this side and get out of the wind. But it's still clipping pretty good. I don't know, it's something new. Better than being up there where the wind's blowing 40 miles an hour and getting a sunburn. Stay tuned, we'll see. Maybe we'll see nothing, maybe we'll see something, and maybe we'll see Big Hank. The doe and a fawn. Well, see what happens tonight. They usually come out of this canyon and go down here based on last time we were here and based on last night. But I don't know, as windy as it is, what they'll do. Kind of tucked away out of it here in this little pocket. Can't imagine being right out in the middle of it. Oh well. If the weather always cooperated, hunting would be easier. Take all the fun out of it. Maybe not all the fun. Some of the fun. So we've seen 6 deer. Last night from up there we saw 12 when we glassed down in here. But it also wasn't blowing 25 miles an hour or however hard it's blowing. There's a doe and 2 fawns out there. There's 4 pronghorn. Saw another buck. Saw 5 other pronghorn. I've been around long enough to know when to take your licking and when to go lick your own wounds. I'd like to say that this has some opportunity, but even if we saw a deer, how am I going to get a shot in this wind? Unless it's straight upwind. So, if you want to ride back to town, I suggest you start packing your stuff pretty soon. The other part is we got a fire up here somewhere north of us that, oh well. You know, some days are diamond and some days are stone. Today's one of those pieces of lead. They'll buff out, they say. One is going nuts in the back there. Well, the wind died down over here a little bit. Our camp didn't blow away. Scott Jones's air conditioner is still running in there, it sounds like, so that's a good sign. So right there is the culprit. It looks like a really sharp rock.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Ooh.
These are gun plugs. They always make them longer than you really need them, but I got 3 of them, so if one don't do it, we can put another one in. And then this is the liquid, the vulcanizing cement. It must be a ring shank nail there. Or one that's bent.
Trying to get all the way underneath that. There we go.
Okay, there she is.
Can you hold that?
Dang, I don't know if I'm strong enough. I'm gonna have to ream her out a little bit. Sometimes you don't have to ream her. She'll...
Yeah, I'm bending your tool here.
Well, let me put a little more ream on it. It's kind of like a round file, and it's just made to go in and kind of make it so you can get the plug in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right through a steel belt. I could feel the frickin'. That's gonna be a tough one, Randy. You're gonna have to miss those steel. I could just feel the steel belt.
There it's going.
I think that's far enough, Randy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is it in further
give me
than
that.
it was, or?
It's going to be.
Let's put a spin on it and see if it'll. Get your tool down here too, and we'll just get everything slicked up with some new slickum and
Ackum pucky.
yeah. Attaboy.
Son of a biscuit.
There you go, you got it. Yeah, pull her out. Spin her back. There you go.
did
Looky there.
it.
Looky there. And it
You
took
did
a
it.
Minnesota logger and a Nebraska farm boy, but we got her.
Nice work.
Now we just need
I
a.
cracked your doodah.
You know what? You can buy these way cheaper than you get your tire fix in rural Nevada. So good job. Dang.
You know, we have never had a Nevada hunt yet without a tire repair, so I don't know why this one would be any different. Hopefully, Marcus is having better luck than I am. This is hard. These mule deer hunts are always hard. I don't know why I do them. There's got to be something about Nevada that just calls me. Because no sane person would come year after year, whatever years I can get the tag, and fail and keep doing it and keep going. But oh well, it's fun. As much as it might look like we're suffering, and like all hunting, there's a bit of suffering involved, or at least pain. And yesterday when I got dehydrated, that was a lot of pain. That was not a smart move on my part. But they don't just come strolling through camp. So, if you're gonna get one, you gotta go where they are. Thanks for being here. Tomorrow, promise you, something good will happen tomorrow.